Alrighty, hello everybody. For some reason my face is twice because we still have the Formula 1 camera on from yesterday. We're we're somewhat stalling for time right now. Purely because I got myself all nice and set up for today's stream. Because the load time for this game is quite long, particularly with the amount of mods that I'm using. And then about 2 minutes before the timer was due to run out, I did something with the game settings, trying to change the resolution, that caused the whole thing to fucking crash. So I'm currently trying to load in just now. So bear with me for a little second. But hello Mono, hello Nos Wolf. Yes, we're not even drunk yet. Yeah, it's double Hibble on the cards already. We are going to be playing some Transport Fever 2 today, which is a new game for the stream, and it's one that is probably going to end up replacing Cities Skylines 2. So, you know, if you've been around the stream for long enough, you'll know that I have tried, not once but twice, to do a series on Cities Skylines 2, and I'm honestly just not... I was never really feeling it. I loved Cities Skylines 1, but I think with the state of modification that Cities Skylines 1 had, going to Cities Skylines 2, where suddenly you're so confined, it didn't really scratch that same itch as Cities Skylines 1 did. And Cities Skylines 1 does have a lot of issues that I wouldn't want to stream it. Like, it only runs on one fucking processor, which is a fucking problem for Paradox games. So you would, you know, the minute your city gets above, like, fucking 20,000 people, suddenly your frame rates are, like, 20. When you watch videos of people doing, like, the commuter, like, drive-thrus of their town, they have to actually speed up that footage because the map is so big, the frame rates are so low, they have to record it at, like, fucking 15 frames per second and then speed it up post, which is kind of silly. So not something I would want to stream. Oh, hey Sly, skill issue. What's a skill issue? The game crashed? Oh no. Oh no. Please tell no. This is gonna go on a while, guys. Last laugh, thank you for the squag resub. Oh no. God damn it. Not more squags. What? I was curious about what was gonna happen when I get to the squag square bracket. Slice, thank you for the prime squag sub. Gonna have to have like a custom name for it. It's the squag sub. Single core game, yeah. Paradox is really bad for it. They do write a lot of their games as just like single core only, which means as soon as the getting gets good, the performance becomes absolutely dog shit. And so yeah, this however is not a Paradox game, so we are switching provider, and it finally has loaded in, so hopefully I can... Haha! Okay, it worked. It didn't crash this time. Oh no. Oh no. Are you guys copying and pasting each other's messages? Oh no, okay, it's the way that it looks on my screen. Squag. Sarah Beale, thank you for the squag sub. Dang, that's a lot of squags. God damn it! I
Squag, 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 squag,
get
squag, 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 squag,
squag
squag, squag.
train. Oh Jesus. See the funny.
Squag, 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 squag.
Wait, why is there more
squag,
squags?
squag, squag, squag,
How is there
squag,
more
squag,
squags?
squag, 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 squag,
Mono!
squag, 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 squag.
Squag. Oh, thank you everybody for the squag subs. This is this is gonna become a thing now, isn't it? Jesus Christ. All I can see in the fucking chat window, in fact, can I show you the chat window? Yeah, like, all I see is just this, like, wall of fucking squags every time. Every time this happens. Well, thank you for the squag subs, everyone. I'm kind of nervous you're all here though, because I know that after Bumley that a few of you after the Bumley incident, a few of you guys have ulterior motives. So yeah, this this should very much be interesting. So take us to Bumley upon Bum. Yeah, well, I think I went through this. I went through this yesterday and had a good look to make sure that you know, make sure the map that we're running on isn't going to you know, doesn't have anything that's too ridiculous. Although I have absolutely no doubt that I can't show Bumley Badger because the loading time for this game is about 7 minutes. So it would be 7 minutes of, you know, just sitting around while we wait for this. It is 7 minutes to Bumley. Yes, this is true. This is definitely true. So what are we doing today? Before we get derailed by Bumley. We're going to be doing some Transport Fever 2 today, and what separates this from Cities Skylines is that you do technically have the ability to, like, you know, place roads and, you know, use assets to plonk down buildings, but the town building, it's not a city builder. The towns instead grow naturally depending on how good your Jesus Christ. Hi, Noswolf. Take a short hop through the Tane. How far is it from Bumley to Willitown? Well, given that Bumley isn't on this map, and it's if we're being prim and proper in the Queen's English, it's Willington, not Willyton. Although I can see that you guys are going to, I can see that you guys have already got that one on on your mind. So yeah, the reason that Transport Fever 2 is different from City Skylines is that we focus on the transport industry. City Skylines 2 has, like, everything. It does a little bit of everything. So you have to build the city and then you have to build the transport. It is a lot more free, but it's a bit hard to develop a town that forms naturally as a consequence of the transport network, if that makes sense. Like, I don't really know how to describe this better. Words are fucking hard. Basically, you can't build towns in this game. All you can do is connect up the industries to each other and then connect the industries and the finished products to the towns, and then the towns will grow naturally as a response of how good you are at your transport network. And I quite like that. It means that we kind of we have control of a very important element of the world building, but no control of over the other element of world building, which effectively means that we can we have to respond to a changing world around us, basically, which is quite a nice feature that you don't really have to do in City Skylines. So, new HS2 route. You guys really we can't connect Bumley to this because there is no Bumley. there is no Bumley. Choo choo. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the squag train, everybody. I was gonna say hype train, but it's not a hype train, it's a squag train. The names can be changed, that is true. That is true. Am I going to have to sacrifice a town so that it can become Bumley? Time to become a Bumley founder. Also, I'm slightly cautious as to why there's no fucking audio in this game. Maybe it's because we're paused? What if I click? Oh no, okay, okay. The game's just quiet. The game's just fucking quiet. Alright, I get the horrible feeling I'm gonna have to sacrifice a town for it to become Bumley. So when I was making sure this was a suitable thing, so I'm using a custom map generator to make these levels, and unfortunately the map generator can produce results that were a bit fucky-wucky. So you can see up here things are a bit, you know, they look a bit scuffed. You know, this is gonna be a very kind of British themed route, and I don't really think we have cliffs like this anywhere in Britain. So I have to go through and make sure that it's not entirely fucky-wucky before we get started. And in my searchings yesterday, I think we're probably going to try and start down here. Bumley. Ah, dear. I'm definitely going to have to pick a town to sacrifice to Bumley, aren't I? Yeah, I think we're going to start down here, and as tempting as I would be to start over on what I'm going to effectively describe as the mainland, this island might be quite appealing. The bummers. Bumley is fucky-wucky, to be fair. I think we didn't discuss yesterday that only West Bumley was fucky-wucky, and the rest of Bumley was just, you know, fine. I think. So yeah, we're gonna start down here on this little island, which has, I guess, pretty shit prospects, all things considered. But it's good as a starting territory because we can connect farm to bakery, and then we can connect wood to wood. I think that's kind of it, but that might be enough for a little foundation. Oh, I can connect farm to brewery, which isn't the worst thing. Yeah, we can get some basic industry up and running here, which will be quite good for the foundation of what will be our little empire. West Bumley is just the worst bit of a bad town. It's like, yeah. Don't connect the brewery to Bumley. Okay, so everything has to connect to Bumley except the brewery. Well, to be fair, we don't quite have a Bumley yet. The only caveat with my plan, so I'm gonna have to set up some ferry shipping at some point because this shit ain't going to, like, here. So for example, Ealing. I don't fucking know English town names. I'm gonna call it Ealing. Ealing here requires fuel, and I have somewhere that makes fuel, but the basic fuel stuff. So basically, the fuel refinery requires refined oil, which is made at the oil refinery, which requires crude oil, which comes from the oil well. And these are not connected, so we're gonna have to do some ship-related stuff fairly early on. But we'll kind of just take that one by here. Whee! Your mum enjoyed her trip to Bumley. God damn it, Slice. God dang it. Oh well. I guess we get started. I'm just trying to think of a good place to get started. This terrain is actually going to be ever so slightly tricky to work with. I'm probably going to need to pass the train line past here. And I think Sandwich train station, she usually just goes to Willie Town. But this time she treated herself, god damn it. God dang. Way. God dang it. Or do I just come down here? This is the question. Oh no, because so I can use farm stuff to make cows, which I can turn into beef. But raw beef needs to be worked with before it becomes food. And the only two are in Bingham and Stockport, which are... Oh no, there's one at Stockport. Where's the one at Stockport? Oh, okay, that's not too far away. Okay, no, yeah, okay, definitely the south area is a good place to start for us. Yeah. Oh, there's a steel mill here. Okay, we have a plan. God, this town is going to be an absolute fucking shit show to get to. This is probably going to be the one town that I am going to have to use. I'm not going to be able to use railway for in any way, shape, or form. Now, the other thing is that boats are going to be important in this run, but I have a problem that I'm going to need to build a canal here in order to communicate the two bodies of water. I think other than that, the only other potential canal possibility is up by Broughton. But even then, that might end up being a train job. Where is our biggest town? That is my question. So our biggest town is Bromborough. Bromborough? Fucking Bromborough. Yeah, okay, I don't really think we care about that. Fine. So we're gonna start Oh. God damn it. I've got two versions of the chat window open, and everyone's got different colors on them, so I thought I had a new chat message, but... Yeah, dang. Okay, right, let's make a start here, and we'll do this the simplest way. This is going to be the most complicated part of it, of the train line coming past Sandwich. My options are either that I make it scale this hilltop and go over Sandwich, or it skirts the side of the hill and comes round behind these industrial estates. What's the land use like on this? Yeah, okay. Ideally we would have a train station here, but I honestly don't think that shit's gonna fly. I think I'm gonna need to put it like here-ish and then just communicate it with fucking trains. This town is probably going to expand at some point, although I'm not going to be able to feed it things early in the game. I do have steel mills here, but I'm not going to be able to do anything with them because there's a source of iron ore there, but I've got no sources of coal nearby. Yeah, the nearest one is up on this random godforsaken fucking hilltop, which is going to be an absolute testicular torsion to get things down from. Jesus Christ. Yeah, okay, that's actually going to be a real struggle bus. This is a game that you can cheese with air freight. Yes, eventually, although it's 1850, so, you know, if we go find a person... Well, actually, the game's paused, so the people haven't really spawned in yet. But yeah, so, you can do air freight, but air freight can't carry very much. And I don't even know if... I don't think I'll have enough space to, like, put an airfield down anywhere here, so I think it's probably going to be Shippy Whippies. Direct flights from Bumley International. Well, Bumley did become Bumley did become our biggest city on account of feeding the bummers with bread. So, you know, it probably would have been a big candidate for having an airfield at some point or another. Alright, I think we get this shit show on the go. Actually, yeah, okay, it's not going to take us too long to be able to get sandwiched some stuff, but let's start with the very basics. So we'll do a train station here. We'll do the sandwich train station. We'll start this one as a passenger train. And we'll do this one probably about here-ish. I think that's gonna be acceptable. That costs us a pretty penny. I'm gonna get rid of this road while it doesn't cost me anything. So if you get rid of a road that has buildings attached to them, you have to pay the city to remove those buildings. So let's get rid of that building while it doesn't have anything on it. And let's just go ahead and lay down some lines. So I'm just gonna do some standard lines. So let's put that one into here, and then this into here. Now let's take a look at this to make sure it's not entirely fucky-wucky, and we can see actually it is a little bit fucky-wucky. So let's just get rid of all of this for a little second, and we'll use the terrain flattening tool, which is this one. Okay, that's way too fucking big. Okay, this should hopefully prevent the road from looking a bit dog shit. The train tracks look a bit dog shit, but you know what? I'm gonna have to accept that as a necessary evil for the minute. So let's put a train track into there. So those should be the same height now. So now if I go back and replace this street, which is here. This is a modded run, so you will see that there's a lot of weird and wonderful mods being used. So yeah, there we go. We've got no weird, absurd bump there anymore. I think what I might do actually is I might connect these two roads by way of a little bit of a curve. And then we'll have the train tracks effectively come skirt this. So let's go to train tracks and... Okay, Jesus Christ, that's expensive. Ugh. Yeah, ding. Can we not just, like... What the fuck height is this at? This height is... there... Oh, okay, yeah, this is kind of certified rough, actually. Beans. Oh, okay, no, this way is gonna work a lot better. Okay, fine. This is gonna be a lot cheaper than the way we were doing this previously. Okay, let's bring this up here, and it isn't going to complain at us, although it's going to be a little bit expensive. That's going to allow us to connect up this. Okay, that's fine. This is gonna future-proof this area so that we can connect shit where it needs to go later on. Okay, thank fuck we got that sorted. Let's use the configuration tool. So one of the cool things about this game is that your train stations are pretty modular. So even the base game has a lot of customization, but we can do more. We can do more with it. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna throw in some train tracks. We'll do it at 30 kilometers an hour, which is gonna be just under 20 miles an hour. And then we'll do some cargo platforms. So we'll do one cargo platform here. And then let's spruce this up with an open goods shed here. And a cargo. Yeah, okay, that looks pretty cool. We'll get that in there. And this will hopefully give us enough room. So we'll come out of this now, and then if I do buildings, I might be able to actually put in a train depot. Actually, it's kind of big. It's kind of big. Okay, I might have to have a little think about that one. Yeah, okay, definitely gonna have to think about that. I'm also trying to have a little think about how I deal with this area here. This area is going to be quite challenging to deal with because I don't know if I have enough space on this side for a train station, and what if we do this as like a cargo terminus? Your red diesel isn't very red today. Yeah, I've gone back to my my normal brew. Okay, let's do a countryside road here. This should be that should be good enough for here. What do you mean there's too much fucking curvature? Fuck off. Let's do it as a straight line then. Okay, straight line works better. Okay, so I think if I put the main tracks here and then the train station in here, that should in theory work. Let's see if it does. Yeah, okay, that works quite well. So grab one train station there, and then I'm wary about. Okay, we'll just put this one right here in the middle, and let's do some tracks connecting them. That's going to be a nice, easy run here. Actually, no. Let's do the crossing here first. So, trying to see what shape this has. So this is all fine. So we'll do the crossing here, here. That's fine. This is all pretty flat, so I don't have to worry too much about this. Let's just do the simplest, longest design. Ooh, okay, that's a bit of an embuggerance. Let's try and avoid this being too curvy so that we can keep the speeds up. 45's a bit on the low side, but meh, not too bad. Okay, from here I need to make a decision on what way round the... So, effectively, what I'm thinking is I'm going to put some kind of port here for a cargo freight terminal. And I'm going to have trains doing stuff. Effectively, is the long and short of it. But that's going to be something for the future. I think if I do it this way, no, it's probably gonna have to be here, facing up this way, and then that's gonna allow it to curve around. I guess I could go either way. For now, I guess it's not entirely important. What is important is we find a way of connecting these up. So I'm gonna actually... Okay, I think it's gonna get messy if I cross it over, actually. So let's just keep curving you over to here, and then we'll curve you around to here. Can't quite get the maximum speed out of this. This shape here is pretty good. So we'll do two little bitties of track here, and then this one's gonna come over to here. We're pretty close to the coastline, but thankfully natural disasters aren't a thing. So I don't really have to worry about that one too much. And then from here, I should be able to do a low-speed crossover. So I think if I do... Yeah, okay. So 50 kilometers an hour is 30 miles an hour. 31 miles an hour. So let's Hail Mary this over to here. And we'll have a little slip junction. Alright, good shit. So let's make you a double slip. Nice. And then I should hopefully be able to do something with this space. Meanwhile, over on this end of the wood, let's go for the 30 kilometers an hour. And let's pull you into here. So this whole thing is 19. Yep, pretty happy with that one. Let's bring you over to here. And we are pretty happy with that one. So let's make these all double slips. Double slips do slow down the speed limit quite a fair bit, but that isn't going to be an issue while we are doing stuff here. And we could, in theory, make a little bit of a... Can I not actually, if I customize this, can I not add in some things? If we do the 30s, yeah, I can. So we can make a little siding area, because as much as this area isn't really going to be particularly functional, what we can do is we can at least make it look the part, because this game we're not exactly going for meta stuff. Oh, actually, hang on, I fucked that up. We're not exactly going for a specific like meta of getting the most money and having the most success. Instead, we're trying to build a world that looks fairly believable. So let's get this shit in here, and let's once again make you a double slip junction, although apparently I can't. Which, to be fair, I'm not really that bothered about, because this area is basically just going to be for fucking show, all things considered. Would be more believable with a town called Bumley, am I right? Is there even a town called Bumley in real world? Hang on, I'm gonna go curse up my my shit. Bumley. No, not Burnley. Bumley. No, I don't think there is any towns called Bumley. That's unfortunate. Burnley is close enough. Okay, let's go ahead and throw in a little train yard area here. This is kind of rather shittily placed, but yeah, it's fine. It's absolutely fine. So I think we'll go ahead and plonk this down by 1. So we'll put this one here, and we can always connect up another one if we particularly need to. Let's stick using the slow speed rails, which we'll do to here. The good thing about the slow speed rails is that, yeah, it kind of doesn't matter about the curvature because they're slow speed anyway. Wait, are we going for realism in a world that has literal edges? Yeah, exactly. It's 100% realism. The Earth is flat, you know? It's common knowledge, mano. Common knowledge. Okay, so with this done, we can finally start unpausing the game and work on getting our first trains up and running. So if we call this a sandwich forestry, and then this will be the sandwich forestry freight. I don't know how to separate sawmill, but fuck it. So this will be the sandwich sawmill freight. So this is going to be a nice, simple, very rapid line that's going to go between 2 very closely distanced places. So sandwich sawmill works. Now we can go ahead and purchase one of these trains. Now there is a mod that I have that breaks, so I can get like a fucking a modern postal carrying train now, which I definitely don't fucking want. Yeah, so speed isn't really Extractive effort, I think, is the thing that we really, really want just now on Bumley Sawmill. What? 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 Let's let's go ahead and get something that can carry a shit ton of wood. So we need a flat wagon. That can carry wood. Do we want a flat wagon or a pair bolster? Pair bolster carries twice as much, but is twice as long and twice as heavy. So really, there's no particular benefit to it. Yeah, okay, fuck it. Let's just get a flat wagon. Let's just get a cunt ton of flat wagons. And then we can throw in a brake van at the end. Boom. So this is very expensive. So we only started with $5 million. And that train on its own cost us nearly $3 million. But this will generate a shit ton of profit for us. So once the game stops absolutely fucking spazzing out at 9 frames a minute. Here we go, we will see our train. Look at it! So this is the 1850s, so everything does look really incredibly derpy. But yeah, the fact that this train isn't going to be able to move very fast is a very, very limited consequences. Because the distance is just so fucking close. I think actually what I want to do, manage line, let's do on the forestry freight. Let's wait for a full load. Because if we're not taking a full load, what are we even doing? What are we even doing? So this will slowly start to net us up some money. And we need to consider what we're going to do with Featherston over here.